For me, my interest and my lessons about this field, like a lot of people, started with my own life. So I had 2 babies without any paid leave. I went back to work too soon. The second time, I hurt my back. And when I went to the doctor, I had a toddler with chickenpox, a 6-week-old, a husband who couldn't get off work. And the doctor said, you must be flat on your back for a week. And I just freaked out and said, how am I going to do that? He said, well, just get your mother or your housekeeper to take care of you. My mother, of course, had her own job in another state. My husband and I didn't have a house, much less a housekeeper. So I did what a lot of people did. I thought, I'll try a magic wand, maybe I can conjure one up. But it failed. It didn't work at all. And then when the kids were 1 and 4, my husband's mother died. We moved to Milwaukee to be closer to his dad. One of us needed a job with health insurance. I type 100 words a minute. I got hired at the phone company where they promptly told me, you cannot be sick for 5 years. So I tried to train my kids. Ear infections, weekends. Ear infections, weekends. But I failed. And so this was lesson number 1 for me. I realized it wasn't personal, it was a systemic problem, and that what I needed wasn't magic, I needed to organize. So I started a chapter of 9 to 5 in Milwaukee. I met a lot of women who lost their jobs because they'd been good mothers or good daughters. And together we fought and won 25 years ago, Wisconsin Family and Medical Leave, and then we worked on the National Family and Medical Leave. And along the way, we also realized, thank God, most kids don't get leukemia, but they all get stomach flus and pink eye, and that we had to have a policy that dealt with routine illness and made it affordable, and that's why we started fighting for paid sick days. So that brought me to lesson number 2, that if you care about gender equality, it was impossible to achieve it without family-friendly policies. We had to have a way for women at the top where success was defined by motivation and leadership and the ability to collaborate rather than whether or not you could meet, move, or travel at a moment's notice, and whether you could go home for dinner, but as long as you worked till 2 in the morning. So yes, if you ask me, are these a women's issue? You bet they are. But they're not only a women's issue. They're also about kids, and about seniors, and about public health, and about business, and about the economy. That's the good news, and so this is lesson number 3. It's not a favor to women to do this, it's a better way to do business. We started learning because every one of our coalitions has business people as partners. They were already doing it, and they were doing it because it was the smart as well as the right thing to do, because it produced better quality service and better quality products. And that was really great. It wasn't pie in the sky. We knew what it looked like, and we knew that it worked. But here's lesson number 4. Voluntary action alone isn't going to do it. We have to create a floor that guarantees that it will be available for everybody. I was on the Commission on Leave that was appointed by Congress to study the impact of the FMLA 2 years after it passed. One thing we found out was that 2/3 of all companies that were covered, and you know, of course, that the majority of companies aren't covered, 2/3 had to make a change in at least one of their policies in order to comply with the law. You know what that meant? For a lot of them, it meant covering men or adoptive parents or letting you use the leave to take care of your parents. Today, 2.5 times as many people as in the year 2000 who are eligible for leave and who needed leave didn't take it because they couldn't, mainly because they couldn't afford it. And almost 1/3 of those who take leave don't take the time they need to heal. That's a national outrage. So, wait just a minute, I seem to be getting a message from the producers of this program, and they're telling me, right now, they're telling me that there's a crime going on right now in this room of identity theft. And it affects almost all of you. And here's why. Because all the policies that I just described, there are lobbyists out there who are saying, those are terrible policies. The sky will fall if you pass them. And they are saying it in your name. They claim to be the business community and to speak for all of you. The good news is that you can stop that crime. You can end that identity theft because you're the most effective people to tell the truth and say why these things are working. And so that's my lesson number 5. Best practices for employers need to include speaking out in support of public policy. That can make a change much bigger than anything else. And here's the other thing I want you to know, lesson number 6. When we craft that policy, we need to listen to those who are most impacted by the lack of it, particularly children. So I'm sure that most of you, like myself, are not surprised to find that there are mothers and fathers, people who go to work sick, who suck it up when it's them, and people who send their kids to school or daycare with Tylenol and pray that that'll do it and get them through the day. We need to listen to the children who are dragging themselves to school and stop it. And in the process, as we raise up workers' voices, as we work for these kinds of policies, as we argue for things like collective bargaining so that people have the power to make change within their own workplace, we also need to listen to the children about ourselves. So my older son, when he was 8, was playing with Star Wars characters. I had a terrible day and I came home and then I said, honey, I'm so sorry. I had a bad day and I didn't mean to take it out on you. He said, that's okay, Mom. Luke Skywalker in one hand, Darth Vader in the other. Just don't take it out on yourself either. It's hard work changing the world. We need to remember that, give ourselves a lot of congratulations, celebrate all that we've accomplished as we continue working together for the world that we know we deserve. Thank you all so much.